Welcome back. So after the concept of the mole, the one another very important quantity which we need to determine for any elements or substances, that is the molecular mass. Okay, molecular mass. Now this molecular mass determination you can do in very several ways. Okay, and in this lecture I will discuss the important ways to determine the molecular mass of any substances. That can be a solid substance, that can be a gaseous substance. Now, determination of the molecular mass directly, if you talk about directly, direct means, let's say absolute molecular mass. If you say the absolute molecular mass, it will be not a perfect term to describe this. So in the perfect term will be the relative molecular mass. Why? Because we use several methods. Okay, and obviously when we are talking about the atomic mass or molecular mass, okay, then we are obviously first we will think about the reference, and with respect to that reference we are determining this molecular mass, and since it is determined with respect to reference, we use that term relative molecular mass. Okay. Now there are several methods. First, one by one, I will go through the methods. Not details I will discuss because in details discussion is not required. But most important is the working formula of this method. And the working formula, and then most of the cases, 99% cases, I would say, you will encounter different numerical problems and conceptual problems in your JE and your board examination. Now, coming to this. First one, the determination of the molecular mass. Okay, where the first method is what? Molar volume method. Molar volume method. Okay, so the methods which we will discuss here, let's say if you have an unknown substance, and if you know the weight of the unknown substance, okay, now how will you say that it belongs to which element? So let's say if I give you element X and I handed over you, now I told you that to determine the molecular weight, okay, of that substance. And that molecular weight substance, if you able to determine, then which is that element in the periodic table, that you can easily say. Okay. The first method is your molar volume method. See, when I say molar volume method, okay, so first thing is pop in your mind that okay, it is a substance, definitely is a gas, okay, and that gas has a particular amount of mass. Okay, now molar volume method is basically is what, at standard temperature and pressure, which is what, 0 degrees Celsius, that is 273 Kelvin, and 1 atmosphere pressure, and that is 76 millimeter of mercury. At this standard temperature and pressure of 1 mole of any gaseous substance gives you the volume 22.4 liter, right? 22.4 liter. Now let's say I'm giving you an unknown, for an unknown gas. If I give you for an unknown gas, and that gas, VML of that gas, of the gas, with with here, let's say W gram, W gram. So VML of the gas with W gram. That means, so 222400 ml, 22400 ml, okay, of the gas will weigh how much? W by V multiplied by 24000 grams. So this is the weight of the your unknown gas at your, when it is 22.4 liters, what is the weight? Okay. Now, so what is the molecular mass of the gas now? Okay. Now, the Now molecular mass is basically equal to what? The mass of the gas in gram, the mass of the gas in grams, mass of the gas in grams divided by volume of the gas, the volume of the gas in ml multiplied by 224,000 ml. Hmm? So this is the molecular. This is a straightforward way of determination. Okay. Now if I give you an example, if I give you an example, if I give you an example of what? Okay. Let's say the volume occupied by let's say gram of a gas given weight is 0.32 grams. Okay, and your volume occupied by that gas is, let's say, at STP is 224 ml. 224 ml. Okay, so what is the molecular mass then? So it is basically the molecular mass is basically the mass of the gas 0.32 grams divided by 224 multiplied by 22400. It is nothing but 100. So this is 32 grams. So which is which element? Oxygen, sulfur, right? So the answer will be 32 gram per mole. Per mole. Clear? So this is the first. Hmm? So this is where using the molar volume method, you can easily calculate the unknown molecular mass of the unknown substance. Okay. Now next method. Okay. Next method. Next method. It is very difficult to pronounce this name. Is Regnolds method. Regnauds. Regnolds method. Okay, this is very easy. So this uses a very fundamental concept. What is that concept? Fundamental concept of the vapor density. And what we know about vapor density? The vapor density is nothing but a ratio of a gas at particular temperature and a pressure of a gas at particular temperature and pressure d of a gas, right? And mass of the same volume of hydrogen. The mass, okay, let me redefine this. So what is the vapor density? What is the vapor density? Vapor density is basically the mass of a known volume of a gas at particular temperature and pressure. So mass of known volume of gas at temperature and pressure, and mass of hydrogen same volume, temperature and pressure. Okay, so this is your number, vapor density. Okay, now the standard way of defining and calculating the molecular mass here is basically nothing but the molecular mass is basically 2 multiplied by vapor density. 2 multiplied by the vapor density. So this way, if you calculate the mass of the known substance, a known volume, mass of the substance, a known volume of the gas at temperature and pressure, and that temperature and pressure, if you know the mass of the hydrogen for the same volume at the constant same temperature and pressure, so you easily calculate the vapor density, and the molar mass is basically 2m multiplied by the vapor density. So this is known as the Regnal's method to calculation of the molecular mass. Okay, so now moving to the another method that is also very important and interesting method, and it follows a particular law of gas. Now that law, that way of determination is known as the diffusion method. Diffusion method. Hmm. Acha. So diffusion method is a way which you have a one means uh let's say spontaneously a mixture of gases, two, one, two, or more gases. Okay. Now each gases will have a motion which we known as the diffusion, and that motion which is known as the diffusion, and that motion is against the gravity. Now when I'm saying that, so it follows the important law which is the Graham's law. Graham's law of diffusion. And what Graham law said, that at constant temperature and pressure, at constant temperature and pressure, okay, the rate of diffusion which is R, okay, the rate of diffusion, the ratio of diffusion of the gas, okay, the rate of diffusion of the gas is inversely proportional with the density. The rate of the diffusion of the gas is inversely proportional to the density. Okay, that constant temperature and the pressure. So if we define for the two gases, let's say G1 and G2, if we define, then I would say R1 by R2 is equal to T2 by D1, right? For two gases. So this is the Graham's law of diffusion. Now, this law is applicable when it is at constant temperature and pressure. Now, when I'm saying this law, you can use what we know, the model, what is the ratio, sorry, what is the relation between density and molecular mass? Density is proportional to the molar mass. So, what we can write, and since the density is proportional to mass, so what we can write, R1 by R2, which is equal to D2 by D1 is equal to nothing but root over of M2 by M1. M2 by M1. That means M2 and M1 are the two molecular masses under the consideration. Now, if we can know, let's say, if we know the known molecule, the rate of the diffusion of the known molecule, and the known molecule which we know the molecular mass and the rate of diffusion also, and and at that particular temperature and pressure, if we are able to calculate the rate of diffusion of the unknown molecule, we will easily able to calculate the molar mass of the unknown molecule. So this is another way to determine the molecular mass of an unknown substance using the diffusion method. Okay. Awesome. Now another last one. Okay. Considering the gas to be as an ideal gas, if we think the gas to be an ideal gas. Now, that particular unknown gas, if you say it is at temperature T, it is at pressure P, and it has a volume V, right? And that particular volume V, okay, and let's say n, small n is basically the number of moles. So what thing we can relation we can establish from here is P is equal to N into RT, which is nothing but the ideal gas equation. Now this ideal gas equation you have already learned in class 9, 10, okay, and you will learn details about this ideal gas in your class 11. gaseous states of matter chapter. So what we can write from here, this n, what is the definition of mole? Is basically your what is the molecule, your small m, sorry, w, which is the weight of the molecule, and divided by m. So instead of m, what we can write, n we can write w by m at t. Okay, or w is equal to what? P v, sorry, I'm not here. M is what? M is nothing but W RT by. So this is another way of determination of the molar mass of the. Now most of the cases here, from here you will encounter the numerical problems, and you put the values and get the answers. It's very easy case. Okay. So now this chapter is almost at the end. So what we will discuss in the next class is the mostly the numerical things, and I will at the let's see what are the left. And mostly I will at the last lecture in this lecture series I will talk about the numerical problems on this chapter. So those numerical chapter problems will be based on your law of combinations, mole concepts, determination of molecular method, percentage combination. Okay. And another thing is left, which I will discuss in the next lecture, which is the stoichiometry problem, and how to determine the stoichiometric coefficients. Okay, for a for a reaction, and a small discussion about the balancing of the not redox way of balancing, but it is a normal way of balancing. So till then, I see you next video. Okay.